Since the Act 3 update and the conclusion of the main story questline in Assault 2, which saw an epic showdown between you and a god, there have been a few more significant updates to the game, and some, well, blink and you may have missed it features that were introduced. Today being November the 14th, 2024, the Sea Fortress update has now dropped, which has brought the addition of 4 different fortress dungeons for you to conquer, and I plan to cover some of those off in a future Let's Play episode. But for today, let's dive into and look at some of the important features brought out in today's update as well as from the past 2 updates since the Act 3 conclusion. I would like to give a huge shout out to all of my subscribers, and if you find yourself enjoying this video, please hit that like button. And now let's get underway with today's video, shall we? Now, fair warning for y'all, there is some spoilers for the game ahead in this video, and in particular Act 3, so carry on from here only if you don't mind some spoilers. So to start off with, there's the addition of several new ships, including the giant Sanctuary Great Ship that is awarded to you at the conclusion of Act 3, and which allows players a large area of real estate to decorate with many of the game's ship decorations. And if you are someone who wants to enjoy the sailing aspect of the game with something a little more sleek and maneuverable, then you can pick up the sailboat instead. It offers a smaller design, but at a slight cost of speed, as it tops out at a whopping 27 knots without a wind boost. The sailboat can be picked up for 10 silver from the Cartographer merchant on any merchant island. And if you want to have a medium of a ship to build and still have a decent knot speed, the Cartographer also has a few other ships for purchase as well. And speaking of the Cartographer and of ship decorations, if you haven't visited the Cartographer in some time, you may want to stop and check out what's for sale, as the game has seen several new items to deck out your ship's appearance with now, including a chip log that when placed on your ship, it allows you to track your ship's speed. This also factors in when you have a wind boost while sailing as well. There is also a wind sail to show you the direction the wind is blowing, and a gramophone that allows you to play different music within the game. And rumor has it there is also some merchant ships at sea that sell more decorations, so you will want to keep your eyes peeled while sailing, and perhaps stop and check out some of the landmark ships you come across. And before we look further into merchants and updates, there was a neat and subtle tweak to sailing you may have missed, which is the addition of being able to lock your ship's wheel into place while sailing. This is a great little perk added to the game that now, while you have hold of your ship's wheel, you can toggle the wheel to lock in place and unlock by hitting the C key on your keyboard. While locked in place, you can move freely around your ship and even take time to check your map without the ship changing its heading on you now. Going back to the topic of merchants and items, there's been a few notable changes. First off, when visiting merchants, you'll notice at the top right hand of the screen the total amount of coin that a merchant carries has been removed, meaning you can sell any amount of items to just one merchant without them running out of gold and silver. Visiting a chef merchant in particular now, you'll notice they offer several different foods and food pattern options. Cooking received a major overhaul, seeing the addition of many new recipes to craft, as well as food items themselves receiving new benefits. Meals now not only fill a player's food bar, but also heal some of your health, whereas before you saw no health benefits when consuming food. Food also gives specific stat bonuses and have been significantly increased in their duration time. Previously, when you ate a meal, the benefit would last roughly 5 minutes, and has now been increased to a generous 30-minute duration. And when you have consumed a meal, the game HUD will display a little icon in the bottom right corner showing the particular buff that has been applied to you, such as the flexing arm for strength or the shield symbol for armor. Visiting weapon and gear merchants, or even finding patterns out in the world, for crafting gear and weapons, players will notice some changes, such as your crafted gear and weapons now have the chance to give specific crafted bonuses. Take the Dead Man's Passage Epic Tier Boots for instance, that when crafted give a 15% plus attack speed bonus. The changes work with the already regular stats that come with your crafted gear and appear to be a bonus on top of the applied stats you can activate on your gear and weapon pieces. They're not a replacement effect. And you may or may not have noticed the ability to now be able to salvage most gear and weapons. Salvaging items will reward you with raw materials back into your inventory. And in particular, salvaging epic items will net players a small chance at receiving a key item that, when you combine 5 of them, will create a key to unlock the newly added mythic level chests spread randomly throughout the world of Salt 2. We also saw the addition of 2 new throwable items, bombs and throwing knives. Throwing knives are a great weapon for players who enjoy sneaking around and doing extra damage while remaining unseen. And bombs, on the other hand, are a great way to take down groups of enemies with area of effect damage. Just be careful not to get caught too close to the blast. And bombs also add a great way to chain effect blast damage on enemies using the newly added bomb barrels to enemy encampments. Combat saw a bit of an upgrade with the addition of being able to parry an enemy's attack now. Pirates who are able to successfully time a proper parry will see a stun bonus applied to your enemy you are currently fighting. That should help you close out the fight quickly. I warn you, however, that timing is everything when it comes to parrying your enemy's attacks. Fishing has seen some slight improvements with the addition of new rods and baits for purchase that players can use to catch fish or even waterlogged treasure, or help to improve your chances at catching rare fish at sea. The game of Salt 2 has now introduced Steam achievements. Players hungry to 100% complete achievements, 36 different ones to chase have been added, ranging from simple tasks such as placing a mailbox on your ship, to jumping into a well cave, to more challenging ones such as hunting and taking down Goldfang the epic level boar, though I don't recommend trying to take him down at nighttime, a little bit more challenging than probably needs to have happen. And those who are really ambitious, there's even an achievement for using the sextant mapping tool while being 1,000 map squares out from your starting island point. That one might take a little extra time and dedication, however. And 2 more miscellaneous features that were added that could be easily missed is the ability to turn blood on and off in the options menu now, or even change the color of blood to a more friendly banana-colored stain on the ground when taking down animals and enemies. As well as, when you place one of your ships in the water, if you're currently on one of your ships at the time, placing a second different ship no longer drops you into the ocean, but rather teleports you to the newly placed ship. On the character side of the game, we've now been introduced to female characters throughout the world of Salt 2. And with the addition of female characters added, today's update now introduced players to an avatar creation and more customizable game approach for players starting a new journey. You'll now, when starting the game, be able to pick your world seed, choose a game difficulty, everything from a relaxed playthrough to a more challenging one, and you'll be able to customize your character both in gender and looks, changing things like eye and hair color and styles. And lastly, we come to the largest addition of Salt 2 in these updates, the Village Islands. Village Islands are unique islands that offer special buildings and NPCs that, when interacted with, will give you access to new side quests. Take the Witch in the Witch's Hut on the Redwood-style Village Island, for example. She offers a quest to delve into a locked well cave to slay a creature and fetch a specialty item, and upon completing and returning the item to her, will unlock access to her shop inventory with some specialty goods for sale. Be sure to keep an eye out for these different NPC Village Islands in your travels and complete some fun and exciting new side quests. And with everything we've covered off here today, there's still plenty to look forward to coming up in the world of Salt 2, including the currently being worked on future update that will eventually add in multiplayer co-op to the game. Though no time frame has been given to when co-op will drop, it's said to be progressing along very well at this point, and is definitely something to look forward to down the road. So what is your favorite new update feature so far? Is it one of these features I've covered off today? Or perhaps something I might have missed? Be sure to comment down below. Along with these update features, there have been a ton of fixes and improvements to the game of Salt 2 and lots to enjoy. And if you're looking for some starter tips to help you get off the ground and running, then be sure to click on the video you see coming up now. Or check out any of my other Salt 2 Let's Play videos in the playlist. Again, shout out to all of my amazing subscribers, and be sure to click on that like button if you enjoyed this video, if you found it helpful. I greatly appreciate it. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. Have an awesome day, and I hope to see you in the next one.